I'll be honest, this video is a bit unexpected. I wrote some quick notes before shooting, giving myself some pointers when talking about PlayStation. But further ado, welcome back to PS Insight. Since the beginning of the PlayStation 5 generation, Sony as a business has been lackluster in certain areas with the PlayStation brand. While yes, the PlayStation 5 sales are fantastic and the games offered from PlayStation Studios have been bangers, I, or at least the PlayStation community as a whole, can't express what concern with Jim Ryan's era PlayStation. Since 2019, I argue, the brand has been riddled with corporate nonsense, which leaving a bad taste in PlayStation consumers' mouths. From high pricing, shifting gaming genres, lackluster events, it's been infuriating as a hardcore fan. So I tried to make this video as structured decent as possible. While yes, I've never been harsh on PS5 games being $70, as I understand the development of games being more expensive. PlayStation somehow managed to take that business model and somehow made it objectively worse. Last year, Sony decided to release The Last of Us Part 1, the PS5 remake of the PS3 Last of Us. While granted, this was clearly targeted towards a successful live-action TV show, the game was being offered for $70. What's even worse was how the game was remastered back in 2014, just a year after the original launch of the PS3 game. Sure, the game sold very well and the quality of the remake and The Last of Us Part 2 are similar in terms of technical design. It's jarring seeing a game get treated like that within a 10-year time span. Not only does it incite franchise fatigue, but also a middle finger towards the consumers of the previous iterations. With the success of the remake, this does incite PlayStation to make more remakes with a smaller window. Earlier this year, there was Horizon Zero Dawn remakes rumored floating around tagged along with Horizon live service game. I would not be shocked if they actually exist, tagged along with the upcoming TV show. As I mentioned previously with Horizon upcoming live service title, PlayStation has been very vocal and forward with pushing live service titles in the future. In fact, a while back, it was confirmed that they have 10 live service titles in development. We've seen a few such as Having Studios Fair Games and Bungie's Marathon announced back at 2023 Showcase, but nothing more since then. And for a few positive pointers, PlayStation already confirmed that these games won't be clones. Sony's acquisition purchase has been smart considering the fact that Bungie is familiar with multiplayer gaming. PlayStation is still committed to single player titles. Sony is notorious for dropping support for things that don't work for them. More so with hardware, but I can also see those same decisions made with software. Live service titles are solely created to generate as much revenue as possible, and once any of those games don't do that, they'll probably pull the plug. What Sony needs to do is look extremely close to popular and successful live service titles that's already on the market. Don't rip off their business model exactly, but make it acceptable and refreshing towards consumers, keep them engaged with the service going forward. PlayStation is notorious for having big gaming events, something that people look forward to, but as of late, that hasn't been the case. Back in May, this was the first PlayStation Showcase since 2021, a 2-year wait which many gamers had rightfully high expectations for. I mean what, you've been silent for 2 years and you should expect great things, right? Sadly, that wasn't the case. No insight with PlayStation first-party studios and way too much focus on uninteresting third parties and live service games. Sony is extremely tone deaf with its audience for a while now, which is well off-putting. They're in such a high position right now they don't have to listen as much as their numbers aren't declining. Now with all that said, what the hell is happening with the first-party studios? Why are they so quiet with that? It's been 2 years and nothing other than Spider-Man. Be vocal towards your audience. There's patience with gamers, then there's inconvenience with the business itself. It's very aggravating. Beginning in summer 2022, Sony announced a restructured version of PS Plus. PS Plus Essentials is a standard PS Plus tier which gives subscribers 2 free games every month, discounts, cloud saves, and online multiplayer. PS Plus Extra, the same features as Essentials, but full catalog of PS4 and PS5 games available to download. PS Plus Premium, which has every feature essential and extra, but with the feature to play PS1, PS2, and streamable PS3 games. The new tier system for PS Plus sounds good on paper. In fact, I like the option of this system. Well, 2/3 at least. I've also made a video for my impression with PlayStation Plus a while back, but I'll explain them in this video as well. PS Plus Essentials and Extra are indeed worth your buck. Free games, discounts, full catalog of great PS4 and PS5 games. That's totally worth the values being offered. The problem here is PlayStation Premium. While yes, having the option of PS1 and PS2 game titles are great, the selection of games on the other hand for those generations have been mediocre at best. It's like they're set for what people actually want for PS1 and PS2, but they're not actually committed to releasing those popular demanded games. The PS3 side of things is an absolute joke. None of them are available for download, but instead playable via streaming. It's such a lousy take on this option. No one likes this. In fact, yesterday as this video has been recorded, Sony announced they're increasing the price for PS Plus tiers for 12-month subscribers. That's a huge middle finger to players, especially to premium users. PlayStation Plus Premium is now a whopping $160 US. That's absolutely ludicrous, and I encourage you users to not support that tier at all, as it's the worst one on paper. While yes, the extra tier is $135 for a year, the content there is still more valuable and justifiable compared to Premium. I encourage you all to not subscribe to Premium until Sony actually puts more effort into it. And finally, PC ports, and I know this is kind of opinionated, but let's get into it. PC port hasn't done much for PlayStation so far. Revenue with the ports other than Spider-Man and maybe God of War have been low. It's to the point where I don't see how this serves hardcore PlayStation consumers and Sony themselves. It's almost like pocket change for them. PlayStation even clarified that first-party titles will still be focused heavily on PlayStation hardware first and foremost. Some of these games will have a 2 to 3 year time frame to release on PC after initial relaunch. You're probably wondering what's my problem with this. You see, PC ports still lose the value of exclusivity. I know it's a trend to hate exclusive games now, but for me personally, exclusive define the console and give PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo different personalities. What purpose is to lose console exclusive while the PC porting numbers have been low? That never made any sense to me. So yeah, again, this video was very unexpected. I was gonna make a PS5 year 3 video back in November, the anniversary of the PS5. And you know, what I said here was my thoughts that's been marinating for a very long time, and I decided to, you know, cut that video. I'm not even doing that video anymore. PlayStation has officially just like taken me off of it, and this video is me, I guess, ranting, or is it criticizing, ranting? I don't know, but what's going on here is just getting on my nerves. I don't know. I hate Jim Ryan's PlayStation era. It gets on my nerves. I know PS5 selling really well. The games are great. Both things are really great. That's really positive for PlayStation. I'm happy for PlayStation. But, you know, as a hardcore PlayStation fan, there's some moments where I got to call out their nonsense, and this is one of their things. Multiple things, at least, to me personally. I don't know. The PS5 is a great system. It really is, and it has great games there. But it just, the policies from behind PlayStation, Jim Ryan's PlayStation, has been just so infuriating. It's like the PS4 learned from PS3. The PS4 generation is fantastic. This generation is like a blend of PS4 and PS3. The good parts of PS4 generation and the bad parts of PS3 generation. You see where I'm coming from here? They gotta do better, man. Some of this stuff here can be so much better. Well, they're terribly executing things here. From the pricing, that could have stayed the same. There's no reason to increase their prices at all. In fact, didn't they announced recently like their numbers are kind of lower than usual? Not super low, like they got something bad, but it just not as good as they want it to be. It's just low. And $70 games here, like you got $70 games where people are very crucial on, have every right to be crucial about, because it'll be valuable what you're going to spend on. But now they're making remakes of games that's not even, what, barely 10 years old for $70. People have every right to be mad at PlayStation, and I'm one of them. Again, I'm a fan of this brand. I love PlayStation. That's my preferred game to play on. But they're also riddled with just nonsense. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. And it's been a minute since I made these, but yeah. Thanks for watching. Take care.